introduction of Danish. What is a Danish product? What is the brand? Where is the market? And the capacity of this factory.
Oh, okay. Can we start now?
Yes.
We're already started. Okay. Danish brand as main issue to protect. We can say athletes in general or person in general. And this business is started many years ago, thinking to protect bikers for first. And so the first first stage was to protect with the classic jackets made in leather, bikers. And but also this kind of activities has been developed in something more year by year.
Yes.
So thinking every day about how to protect bikers for first. Now the business is obviously based on everything is about bikers protection,
Okay.
but now is also everything is about the protection of person in general. So we, for example, we produce smart jackets
Okay.
to protect athletes, for example, that are go skiing or like this, or even bikers, but even just normal workers that need to be protected from impact or falling down or whatever. So we can say that the main mission is to protect the persons.
Yes. This safety.
So is safety for
Yes.
persons. The main business for Chinese are, we can say, talking about apparel,
Okay.
so made in leather, but even not now.
Yes.
And talking about the shoes,
Okay.
specific protective shoes,
Yes.
but also gloves for the
Gloves.
bikers.
Yes.
And also, as I said, jackets.
Jackets. Yes.
So like the jackets I was previously explaining.
Okay.
And finally, we also produce helmets.
Helmets. Yes.
And everything we produce, we sell with the main brand that is Chinese.
Chinese.
We sell with the AGV brand for the helmets.
Helmets. Yes.
And we also sell about the shoes with the TCX brand.
TCX brands.
So, and our market, we can say, is all over the world.
Yes.
It's a global brand, Chinese. And what we can say that Asian market is growing and is becoming a huge market for us. This is also, in part, one of the reasons why we have decided to move and build up a factory here.
Okay.
Not only for the normal good environment that we can find in this area, because we can say that here in Vietnam, but specifically here in the neighbors, there is a good culture about industry and also a good culture about making helmets. So this area is a very good environment how to grow in order to grow our own plant.
A bit of
Tell us the story about the factory in Vietnam.
factory, when it is started, when it is supposed to be in operations. And what is the future plan about the factory in Vietnam? Start, operation, and future plan.
Yeah.
And they say not to move so much so that the camera.
You're right.
Yes. Okay.
About Danish plant in Vietnam, the project started in the first quarter of 2021 and renting this building that at that time was empty. And so the second stage was to find a constructor that was able to support us in order to fit properly this building with all the machinery, all the tooling that are necessary to run a factory making helmets.
Okay.
In the second quarter of the 2021, we approached more than one construction company and providing our idea about what we are going to do here in the factory. And we analyzed the output, the response of each construction company. And we can say that one of the reasons why we have chosen DELCO is because even giving not so specific information about the specification of the requirement of the fitting, okay, all the tools that were required, they helped us a lot in order to develop a good solution, understanding what was our need.
Okay, correct.
So they translated our need about a functional, need into technical specification, and finding also technical solution in order to, we can say, maximize
the resources available.
we can say in order to maximize the effectiveness of the future production. Okay, providing us. I give an example. At one time, we still haven't decided at that time, and we were talking about the boiler.
Yes.
Boiler is at the time was a very huge investment because the cost was very, very high.
Yes.
And we were talking with Mr. Mai about the reason why it's so expensive. But he was strongly convinced about this kind of choice.
Yes.
And he showed us that even if the cost of the boiler is initially quite high, in the medium long term, we should recover this cost because we were going to spend much less about maintenance, but specifically much less about fuel and so on, because of the quality and about the solution.
Correct.
So that was the first time I recognized that DELCO approach was the right approach for us, because they were thinking as they are the customer, not they are the supplier. Okay, and that was good for us.
In the course of working with DELCO, what is your comment that you get from interacting with DELCO's people?
We can say that working with them is quite easy. They have and they keep a very familiar approach. They are able to make you feel comfortable.
Sorry, please, you DELCO dây, so because sometimes we might cut use dây, tức là nói chung là dùng dây thì mọi người sẽ không bao giờ hiểu
Okay,
được là
okay.
DELCO.
So?
Hãy dùng chủ ngữ DELCO.
She requested us for you to use the word DELCO instead of they.
Subject is DELCO. Please use.
When you say DELCO is
Okay, so DELCO team.
Yeah, yeah.
DELCO team, not they.
Yes.
Otherwise, it's not clear.
Yeah, yes.
Come on.
Yeah.
Again.
Okay.
Okay.
So we have to repeat it.
Yeah. In your what is your working with DELCO?
What I can say is to work with DELCO team has been quite easy. Since the beginning, I felt the relationship with them like a kind of familiar. All DELCO team was very easy to make me comfortable talking with them, and I can say that everything they have done was, we can say, I don't have the word in English.
Professional.
No, let me think about how to explain a little bit better. Or I try to do it into a different way.
Okay.
Maybe I have to redo everything.
It's okay. Never mind. You can do from the part you want to say. DELCO is what?
Haha, what?
Do cut and edit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
DELCO is what? Or maybe Mr. White is what?
Yes. Yeah.
So, but for example, because it's very difficult to, it's very complicated. This, okay. So, let me say that they always kept a very professional approach. All the guys composing the DELCO team were always available to talk about every kind of problem we were facing, and I have really appreciated about the flexibility of their approach, even sometimes changing our target, sometimes changing some specification. They were very reactive in order to also to change and adjust the project supporting us at 100%. And I remember one time I was thinking about something that was not going in the right way. That was after midnight, and so I texted to Mr. Kwang, the chief of the R&D,
Yes.
and I was thinking, okay, I text now because otherwise I lose my mind. I know maybe tomorrow I will forget everything. So, and it was really after midnight, and after a few minutes he responded to me texting again. So, and I answered to him again, and almost half an hour texting, but was almost 1 a.m. at that time, and he was still there responding to me and thinking about the project. This is what I have really appreciate about all the team.
Okay. But not good. This may not be in the clip, but we will use it in our training with our engineer.
I know
improve.
that, but I need to think about this because in this moment I have no idea about how to say what to say.
Okay.
So I have
for us to
I have
improve.
no any complaints about
so
what
far
you
no
have done.
complaints.
No, really.
Okay.
For you especially, I think it's more important to understand and try to explain what was my feeling approaching with you, with the DELCO team in general.
Okay.
Because the most important thing I have recognized in this, I'm not talking about technical capacity, because this is something that I consider as mandatory, as
Yes.
a kind of basic requirement that
For every
it's
contractor.
obviously achieved, okay? But what I consider more important for approaching with them is that they really care about what they do, and they really care about the person that are their customers. And it's not just a welcoming, it's just they really think all the time about how to solve in the best way the problem that we are facing as a customer. And that is the most important thing that I have recognized in this relationship.
With DELCO.
Okay. And I have to say, I think, thank you to Mr. Mai, because I think that this kind of a familiar approach, I think, is coming from him.